Let's going over this week's signals and seeing how we would have fared. So this week I only took two trades. Both of them successful, but there was 3 trades which I decided not to take, and all 3 of those would have been successful too. But I did have my reasons not to take them. Even though they worked, it doesn't mean they would have worked another time, because the moons didn't align properly. I needed the moons to align. I'm very picky nowadays. Anyway, we've got it open here. This is the open London session, right? We're in buy mode. This is in the buy mode. We're looking for a reset, or we're looking for the price to dip a bit and then we get a signal. We got a signal. There's a dip here. It dips. It gives us a full signal, which is on the sell side. We're not looking for sell, so that's fine, right? We're looking for a buy signal right there. There's our buy signal. Take it for a 1-to-1 and we're home free. There's not a problem there. Look, 1, and it's brilliant. The reason why I didn't take this signal is because on the hourly chart, it was just sitting right underneath. When I say right underneath, it was sitting right underneath the 200-day moving average on the hourly chart. So once I got the signal, it was sitting underneath it. I thought, no, I'm not going to take it because it might just pull back from there. So I don't really need it. So I'm not going to take it. I should have taken it in hindsight, but I'm not going to do it if it's not exactly how I want it. It wasn't exactly how I wanted it. It didn't do what I wanted. It did what I wanted it to do, but it wasn't exactly how I wanted it. So I left it, even though it was a good trade, a very nice trade. Look at that. Bullish momentum, at least a 2-to-1. Look at that. That's a 2.5-to-1. Excellent trade. Lovely. Even calm. Look, not a seller in sight. That would have been lovely. So I was a bit disappointed that I missed that, but I have my principles and I had my ways of doing it, and that's that. And another thing with this trade, if anyone else would have taken it, they would have targeted this area here. That's the area people would have taken. You would have taken a dip, waited for the price to go down about here, maybe get a signal here. Maybe people get signals in this one here, or maybe they took it where I taken it. I don't know, but they would have taken it for a 2 or 3-to-1 to try and target this area here where it failed. It failed. You see what I mean? It's failed. It hasn't reached that area still. It might come up to there, but it hasn't reached there yet. But anyway, no problem. Now we go back to the London session again. This is the open. This is the open area here. We're in sell mode, as you can see. Massive sell going on earlier. Look at this. Massive drops. Right. We're waiting for some sort of signal. Right. This small tiny red candle here is a signal, I suppose, but because it's been selling off so much, I'm not going to take any sells. I won't take a sell until it goes up quite a significant amount and then comes back down and gives me a signal. That's the only time I'm going to take a signal with such ferocity in these sells. Look at these sells, crazy. Anyway, instead it switched on us and gave us a signal here. This was on the 13th. I don't think I took this one either. But this was nice. I cannot remember. Let me check why I didn't take this one here. Here is the reason I didn't take that signal. Because as you can see, this area here, right? This candle is that candle that we just saw. This is on the hourly chart we're looking. But as you can see, this candle is below the 30-day and it's below the 200-day. So that's sell. So you shouldn't be looking for anything but sells in this area. Even though it is, at this time it's gone through it and gone to the buy zone of the 30-day moving average, it doesn't mean that we would know that, because it could just drop right from here and keep going down. It can keep descending down. That is the reason I didn't take that trade. So I was expecting it maybe to come up and then come back down and follow this descent. It didn't. It went up quite significantly and it done very well. Very nice trade there. It's decent. Right, but I didn't take that trade. But the signals worked fine. I saw it and I just didn't take it. Here is another one. Here's the London session open again. We could have taken this trade here, right there, just after the open. We could have taken it, set our stop just above this area. 13 pips is just nothing. We could have done it 13 pips, 15 pips right there and just waited for it to go down. But I needed the price to go up before it went down. It went up, gave us an indication here to go up. It's gone up, and this is the candle we came in on. We waited patiently, got this candle, took that trade, and I took the trade. However, do you see how this candle here, it came straight back on us, right? And then it came down. So I came out on this candle, which actually I did have things going on. There was, the doorbell was ringing and crazy. It was going crazy. So I took that because I just wanted a one-to-one out of it. It didn't give me a one-to-one, but I came out. But look what happened after it. All of this gushed down. But the reason why I came out on this trade where I did is because on the hourly chart, it was on the cusp. It was on the cusp of the 200-day moving average. It could have rejected it and went straight up to buy, or it could have went down. It was on the cusp, and because it was messing around, I just took my one-to-one as I normally do. But here, in hindsight, what I do, because I do one-to-ones, this stuff doesn't bother me. You see this? See all these big massive moves? It doesn't affect me anymore. I used to feel gutted when I see it, and I'd be like, oh my days, I missed out on massive. But I don't care anymore, because it could have quite easily gone the other way. It could have quite easily, unless I stick to what I'm doing. So I stick to my guns. If I feel like coming out, I'll come out. But what's going to happen now is, if we come out, we do our normal trade. That's our normal trade. We come out and we're fine. Now, if it wants to gush, we get another signal here, look. If we see it dip, give us a massive, nice candle like this, and it passes the 200-day on the hourly, right? Wait for another signal, get the signal, and go in. Take that for a one-to-one, or just ride it. But I will go in with half of the lot size that I did with my first trade, so I don't lose much if it's going to lose. We don't lose everything. So we won't put up the whole of this. Whatever we made on this first trade, we will put half of it back in to take this trade. Now, if it gushes, it gushes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We can stop it anytime in this area here. We can stop and come out of the trade, or we can just leave it, and then we get another signal. Just keep going in until you get signals. Look, you keep going in, or you can just leave it, right? Leave it, put your stop here, leave it, and just wait until it crosses the 30-day average. Just wait, and that's that. So it really doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me anymore. So if we get the trade, we do our normal trade, come out as we come out, and then if there's another trade, we go back in. It's as simple as that. So we got that trade, but we didn't get much on it. And then there was this trade as well, which we didn't take this trade either, because I'm not too sure. I'll come back to that in a minute. I'll look at the hourly and see. But with this trade, if we did take the trade here, we would have been stopped out with this candle here, because we would have put our stop underneath this candle here, and we would have been stopped out, right? We could have went back in, and we would have been very, very fine, because it really does go. It really does go. So the reason why we didn't stop. Okay, I remember now. The reason why we didn't go for this trade is because we were waiting for a sell. As you can see, these lines here, these moving averages, when they cross, this is sell mode. We're in sell mode right now. So because we're in sell mode, to get a buy signal almost immediately after you've been in sell mode, it's almost like it's setting it up so it goes up and then it comes back down. So I was expecting this price from here, maybe hit this area here. See this support area, this resistance area here. Look, see this resistance, expecting this to hit this resistance maybe on this candle and then come back down. That's what I was expecting, but it didn't do that. It just went up straight away. So it doesn't always happen as you expect it to do, but that's what we're expecting to hit the resistance and then come back down and give us a sell. Didn't do that. Fair enough, no problem. And there was one on Monday as well. Here's the Monday. This one would have tricked a lot of people, I'm telling you. This would have frustrated me prior to now, it would have frustrated me, but I read it properly. Now you can see we're in buy mode, indicated by the 200-day being on the bottom and then the 30-day moving average being on the top. Now, it's been in buy mode for a significant amount of time as far as I'm concerned. That's enough time for it to switch. So I'm waiting for a switch. And on the hourly chart, it is in sell mode. It's not in buy mode, it's in sell mode. So I'm waiting for sells. I'm bearish. I'm bearishly biased on this. Now, on the open, we get a buy signal. I'm not touching that because it hasn't dipped significantly enough for me to believe that the price is going to dip and then come back up. It hasn't done that. So I'm not going to take that signal and I'm not going to take this signal. Now we get the dip here. There's the dip, right? There's the dip and there is the buy signal. We should take that buy signal, right? Wrong, because we're in sell mode in the hourly chart. Now, if we weren't in sell mode in the hourly chart, I would have taken this all day long because it would have shot up. And if it didn't, fair enough, but that is the method it is. So we waited, because it's in sell mode, we waited for the price to cross the 200-day moving average here and just took it for a 1-to-1. This is what we took, this candle and this candle, and I left, and that was it. That was my trade. If I waited a bit further, look, we got another nice signal here, but remember we're in sell mode. We'll wait for the sell. There's the sell signal. We do another 1-to-1. Didn't do that though, because it was the afternoon session. I really didn't feel like it. I was very content with this. It was nice. Didn't give me no trouble. And that's that. So that's what happened this week. Got 2 trades. There was about 5 of them, very good trades on the table. We took 2 of them and they all worked. And the other 3 we didn't take, but they all worked. So that's cool. But it is tricky. This game is tricky and you have to read it and then read it again. Once you read it a few times, try and concentrate on what you're doing and see if it makes sense. Make sure you're looking at an hourly chart as well to kind of confirm what you're thinking. But the hourly chart also can be a paralysis analysis, because it kind of screwed me up as well. Because if I was in this one here, if I wasn't looking at an hourly chart on this, you see this trade here? If I wasn't looking at an hourly chart and I got this signal, right? I would have just waited until I got at least maybe a 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 on this trade. So I would have waited till about here. And then I would have taken it out. I would have been very much content with that. And then if I got another signal, I would have just went in half of, or even a third of what we just made and put it in and just left it. So it would have been really good. But that's if we didn't look at hourly chart, because the hourly chart was on the cusp of the 200, so it could have rejected it and then went down. But like I said, that is not a problem because you have to look at the hourly chart. It's one of those things that you have to use. Even though it can give you false signals, you must use it because it's the boss. It's the boss. It tells you what direction the trade's going. Right, this is the hourly chart. This is where we came in on that trade here, right? It did not cross. As you can see, it just didn't cross. It's right on the cusp. So we were dubious because it could have, right? If you look at this whole situation here, it's been in sell mode for a while, right? It breaks the 200-day moving average, gives us a very strong indication that it wants to go up. This could just simply be just a reset or whatever you want to call it. Pull back, right? And then it bounces right back up and continues its ascent. That's what could have happened here. So we were right on the cusp. Here, it passes it. It crossed it, right? But look what happens after it. It seems like it wants to do something, but it didn't pass it again, which is excellent, right? But the problem is I wasn't dedicated here on the charts. If I was, I would have waited, and then when we got that second signal, I would have taken that signal. The signal was in here somewhere. We would have taken it and just taken it as far as we believed possible. But look what happens. It looks so simple afterwards. I swear to you, it looks so simple. Look at it. It looks simple, but inside it, the mechanics is ridiculous. It just doesn't feel simple. You're watching it, and then it just doesn't, I don't know, it even looks simple here. It looks simple here, but I'm telling you, it's not simple when you're doing it. It's not. But like I said, if you got a trade here, you do what you normally do, 1-to-1s, 2-to-1s, etc. Take it. And if it gives you more, like it's doing now, right? If it gives you more, jump back in, get another signal. They give you opportunities. There's 1, 2, and 3 signals to get back in. You can take these signals, and then when it starts umming and ahhing and going flat and going to the side, don't take any more signals until it goes up a bit and then comes back down. Then take the signal. You see what I mean? And that's what I've learned. Don't worry about it, because I've only caught, see these kind of runs, I've only caught them once or twice. They're there all the time, but I don't catch them all. So I'm just gonna go in, take some, come out maybe on this candle, for example, wait again, wait for it to go up. See this nice strong candle here? That's lovely. Get another signal, come out maybe on this one here, and do it again. Look, there's another kind of, it's not as strong. See this bullish thingy here? Bullish candle is not as strong as this one, which shows that it's kind of failing. Get another signal. Look at that. I would just come out on that candle, and that would be it. That would be one of the best. It's beautiful. I think that's the best thing to do, because I know I'm not going to leave my stop. I just know I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to leave my stop up here, which everyone says, leave your stop up here, right? Take the trade and then just hope for the best and just let it run. Let your profits run, and then let your profits run and just leave your stop up here and then try and follow your stop down. And it doesn't work. I've tried it. You get stopped out all the bloody time. Do you see what I mean? So I'm going to just bank the profit. Once I get another signal, go back in with half of what I've banked. And then when I do that, I'll do it again. I'll probably go with the profit that I made on this. If I made 13, 14 points, I will go in with 7 points, if you get what I mean. If you just go in with less, so that you just protect yourself and you do not lose everything. And that's what I'm going to do in future. Unless everyone's got any other ideas, you can jot them down and let me know. But that's what I'm going to do. And until next time, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel and become a PipEezy soldier.